Welcome back to Sum It Up with the Sumners, where we are talking about relationships, marriage, parenting, and whatever else you want to hear and what we have on our hearts. I am Katoya, and this is
Damon.
Yes, and today we are getting into roles. Roles in your house. Roles in what a man should do, what a woman should do, who does what, and who determines what that looks like.
Yes, roles are huge. I think one reason roles are huge is just because over time roles have continued to change, right? You just talk about from just ages ago, just way back in the day, black and white roles have been really the same for a long time.
Yeah,
now,
a woman does this, a man does this, who does what, and we see that. We know that, let's say, a woman's role would be to cook, to clean, to take care of the kids.
At one point in time, it was to be quiet.
No.
Ooh,
I've definitely broken that one. So that goes out the door. And then there's also just like, what's sad is I said those and I still follow those, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying. Some are staples for sure, right? But what if it looks different? And we're here in 2020 where even man and woman households aren't even all that we have, right? So every role looks different, and it's about how we create it and not what society does. A man's role and what that looks like.
Yeah, they'll bring home the bacon, protect, provide, right? Like, it's just like, let's settle down. Let's settle down. And so I think one thing when you talk about roles is just understanding at the end of the day, you've got to be able to figure out what works best to operate your house, right? Like, what is going to work at the end of the day to operate our family, our household, right?
Because it takes work. Bringing home the bacon, but ultimately today most people are working and bringing and contributing to income, whatever way it works. And even if they're not, that's still the role that it works for your home. So not only are you having to go to work and do your jobs, but you're also needing to make sure that your job is taking care of your home, which would be yourself, your family, food, bills, whatever you got. That's like the number one job, to be honest. And that's a whole nother topic for how we structure our lives today in this world. But that is essentially our job, and these are defining the roles of this job.
I think we've always kind of been a couple who've tried to look at the system and try to buck it where we didn't feel like we need. Like even with our wedding, we were like, these traditional things, we're not gonna do this. We ain't throwing the rice. We ain't looking for this garn out here. First off, side note, just kind of going under the dress in front of your parents is a little weird. I'm gonna speak for myself. My in-laws are here. I'm all up over under the. No, thank you. Look out. We'll say that.
We'll do the kiss.
We'll say that.
Gracious.
Oh, that's gonna happen. But so even just then, we've been able to kind of say what is going to make the most sense for us. And so, there's some things that quote unquote traditionally, that makes the most sense for us because either it's kind of a strength naturally, right? Or just kind of either in conversation or subconsciously, right? Just kind of subtly, like it just kind of happens on its own. But at the end of the day, everyone's going to roll different. Like, when we talk about roles in our house, there's a lot of things that we do together. Like roles, like a lot of hats we wear together, and then some things that we do differently. Should we get into a few of them?
Yeah, of course, because I think even in a household, just a natural flow. First, you're gonna choose to do. It's almost like if you look at your house and your partnership and your home, you say, well, all right, we're both like co-owners.
Boom.
And
both of us.
If you were trying to find the best partner to be a co-owner with, you're going to try to find someone who can model some strength and some weaknesses. Or like you have these strengths, so you want your partner to kind of embody the I don't want to say weaknesses, but like maybe be complimentary.
Complementary angles. That's
right,
what we like to say.
You're like, I don't really like to call so and so, but this person loves getting on the phone and calling people. And I feel like I see roles that way too. So in the same way, we say, well, there's going to be roles that you naturally gear toward as an individual because it's just your preference and it's what you prefer. It's your personality. And then we've taken a look at them and said, well, there's also some roles that you're just going to bottom line do together. Yeah. Right? Like somebody may take lead or not, but you have to find the responsibility to do it together. So like ways that we're a little counter or not, but like I'm a woman. I am the primary fixer in our house. Shout out to Steve C. High Sr., my daddy. All right? I went in that white van all the time with my dad and my grandmother and my grandfather and my uncle. It was a family business. And I've learned how to do little things. So I still take that into where I am today. Is that the woman's job? Well, that would, to society, very possibly not. But in our home, it works.
Listen, yes, that's 100% true. Ain't no pride over here. I grew up in 16 different apartments, and with my mom and 2 younger brothers, and so we always had a maintenance person come take care of our needs. And then in college, after high school, that wasn't really a thing. And then you get married, you're like, I don't know how to fix anything. And so,
screwdriver, flathead, drill, what are these things?
And so some of you laughing, or some of you kind of got your brows up. Listen, I lose no sleep on how anybody feels about that.
And it's okay. And to that, we know how to call somebody when we need to go.
Yes, it's true. And we've kind of, you have definitely, and I've attained a few skills as we've grown together as a couple. We know how to do some things here and there.
Right.
But that is something that just kind of naturally, because of her experience, because of kind of more of her upbringing. Yeah, hey, I know that. I mean, you fixed some stuff. That was one time we were living in a house in the garage, kind of hit. Remember you fixed a rear view mirror? Like you fixed one of the mirrors on the side of the car and it came off. And I was like, yo, we just got to get a new car. Like, I don't think we just got to get a whole new car.
David be going all or nothing real quick. I'm like, but we can put our brain on it for 5 minutes.
She was down there for about an hour working and twinking. I was like, I'm on Google. Listen, we just got to get a new sedan. And she had
new car. Car done. Car done.
We ain't got no mirrors. We ain't got no mirrors.
And I think that lends, like I was saying, naturally to like who we are and how we... like who you are. Yeah, I am more of a curiosity, I must fix this and solve this type of person. And Damon, like, if this ain't nothing I want to know about, then I'm not finna give any attention to it. And I need so my personality naturally lends in that way, so I'm naturally like that. So shout out to my ladies who are, taking care of household.
Listen, another time, not just because I'm in a good mood here. I remember, and this is just I'm gonna come on this podcast with humility.
Okay. I can already see that.
This was not a great moment for me. I'm gonna say that now. I used to have a bit about it. I had to let that bit go. It got retired. But I remember you had just had Mission, our son, our oldest, and so you're probably about 2-3 weeks in recovery, right?
Uh-huh.
And the shower wasn't working at our place. And it wasn't working, and I tried a little bit. I'm a tinkerer. That's what I am. I tinker.
Little tink.
I tink. Little tink. Shout out to the men and women who are tinkerers. You kind of get in there. Yeah. You ever lift your hood and you don't know what you're looking at in your car?
Touch this, do this, tighten this.
You blow some smoke around, put some water on something. Like, you all right? I'm good. I'm out here tinkering.
Yeah.
And I woke you. I think I had to go to work. And I woke her up, and I just wanted to know if she could try to fix it. If not, I was going to do a wash off, which I probably in hindsight should have did. She went in there. She pulled a toolbox out that I didn't know we had. Listen to me, all right? I'm opening up to her friends
I remember this now.
You pulled a toolbox out. I didn't even know it was in the house. I try to get ready to do some other stuff, iron. I come back, the shower was going. I don't know if you were just tired, you just had a baby, or if you were upset, or if you were grateful that you felt good that you did it on your own. I was like, thank you. I was like, yeah, and went right back to sleep. All that to say, you can't have any shame here. Did I want to get on Google and learn how to fix the shower? No, I had to go to work. All right, she was at home recovering, and I had to go to work and we all live life. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, these roles, either because of experience, strengths, desires, whatever the case may be, it helps us. One, walk in understanding with one another, right? Let's just be honest here. She knows I don't have I'm not Tim the Two-Man Taylor. So it already can cause less friction. It limits the friction knowing and walking and understanding about that.
It's true. Now, don't get me wrong. I do, to fix things is awesome.
Sure. Oh, for sure. And I would love to continue to grow in that skill.
It's true, but it's okay because we know, because it's been 15 years. So we know this. And remember, it's just so we're not giving ourselves more time than we should. 15 is total together. So you can know somebody not fix on when you're dating them or not. It don't even matter. So that's one counter role I think that we have going. Let's do counter roles first.
Sure, I think counter. I'm the laundry man. I'm the laundry man of the house, baby. I will
hold it down.
I've been holding down the laundry. That's
Don't be jealous, ladies. Don't be jealous.
I do. I do the wash. I do the dry. Put them away. We fold them up. We hit the towels. We do it tight. We do it right.
Now, if you are really being a faithful listener, and we appreciate you, you know, our last episode we did mention that I didn't put my clothes up. That's another situation. I decided to take on my own clothes. But as you know, we have 3 children, and 3 children equal about a whole bunch of clothes. So, but Damon washes everything, and then my stuff goes into him. But for me to put away by my choice, because I didn't really appreciate, I had a certain way that I liked my things put away. And that wasn't really what he was going to cater to.
That's fair. And when we talk about, I think one big circle of this whole podcast is understanding.
Yeah, it's true.
We had so much off and on conflict over 12 years, just a little bit about here and there, about putting things away. Not. We just kind of got to a point we had honest conversation and was like, all right, boom, we're going to create this new system bed. But I'm the laundry guy, and I know a lot of specifically men aren't the laundry people of the house, and that's perfectly okay if that works for your house. But I have no problems spending 2 to 3 hours in that room, folding and putting clothes. I put my little music on, put my little podcast, put the little sports on, and I'm feeling good. Everybody living life. I'm flipping those towels. I'm folding those panties. I'm getting it in. I'm not messing around out here. So, but again, that's just something that, did I grow? I mean, I did. Oldest of 3 boys.
True.
You know, so constantly was kind of I wasn't doing, everybody's laundry, but it was a skill that I had and that I knew. Right. So it works for us at the end of the day.
It does.
Right? And that's just one thing that we kind of came, and it kind of came, we didn't have a hard conversation about that. Right? No. It wasn't like, Damon, I'm going to give this to you. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. Right? It was it just kind of naturally showed itself.
It did. And to be honest, he's so efficient at it. Like, for some reason, it just takes me so much longer to get the task done than it does for him. So, I try to serve every now and then, and I'll do it, but I'll be like, God, dog, this is just, Damon would have been done had this done. So it's a strength. Why take that away from him? Why? And he has no problem doing it.
None.
So it's fine.
Now, I
don't know. I don't see that big light, so I just got nervous. Oh, we're good.
Okay.
And
cool.
it said, we got 7 minutes.
7, yeah, that's about right.
I was just nervous.
All right, so let's just do another. We'll still get to 16, 17.
Okay.
I don't know where we left off at.
So, why take that away from him?
Sure.
He loves
strength, right?
Okay.
You can repeat if you want to.
Yeah. So I wouldn't dare take that away from him because it's really good and easier for him to do.
Don't bother me.
It's efficiency. It works. And it works for our family.
Now, on the flip side, if you ask me to clean the showers and the toilet, I'm going to have a fit. Which I think is one thing we've learned about ourselves is that I'm a tidier and she is the cleaner. Right? Cleanliness right here, tidiness over here.
It's true. I can leave my shoes in the living room and leave my backpack, and Damon will tidy that up. But when it's time to clean the shower, when it's time to clean the kitchen, the dishes, that is more of, my job, which I'm also raising little mini-me's to take loads off that job.
Come on.
Just like we have some amazing towel folders in our home.
You gotta train them up right.
Hey, you're so good at doing these towels.
In 2027, when this pandemic is over, if you come into our house and you see, like, man, this house looks good, it's because it's both of us, the tightness and the cleanness.
It's true. And if that clean ever ain't great, I'm sorry. I mean, I ain't perfect. I ain't saying I love it, but I am saying that I will do it.
For sure.
So going back on it, so that's kind of a traditional, but even being a tidier, I mean, I know many women who are like, gosh, my husband just don't clean up. So, I mean, that is a counter role even in general, as well. Another counter role for myself, oh man, I don't really have another one.
We might not have two, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, that's really true. I think those are the 2 counter ones, but then next would be, I am the cleaner, you are a tidier. I am the cook. I am the chef, and I do take that with like some type of pride. So if we ever look like super obese or something, like check me, because that's my responsibility. Because
I'll let us fold over there, have the snack cakes, and have the popsicles.
Little Debbie lover over here, but it is true, and I take that kind of like I take that as like a real charge. And, you know, if you don't know about me, but I'm really into fitness and health and being and leading active lifestyles and understand that nutrition is important. So, you know, we grew up one way.
Grew up, we ain't good. We ain't good, and we ain't good.
We ain't good. But like you grow up and like you don't have that same understanding of nutrition and health and wellness necessarily because, you know, it wasn't something that was passed down to my parents. So we ate whatever. And now re-envisioning that's important to me. So like where we go in our health, what I bring into our home, that's why we're having conflicts over how you buying groceries.
With that card, use the right card, bruh.
But like, you know, just all of that means a lot. And like being the primary person to bring food to the table and to find such satisfaction when people are happy with that. Yes. So I'm like, oh, we tried something new, you know?
And that's just been a great thing she's took on of just kind of creating, just kind of helping us have some vision and direction with just our nutrition has really been beneficial for our family.
A couple other responsibilities that we have. Damon's like a designated driver. Whenever I'm over in the driver's side, they're like, you driving, Mom? If we're all in the car together. Of course I drive independently.
Which is low-key disrespectful when your kids ask you any questions about a role they don't usually see you do.
That is very true.
You know how to cook? Yeah, I know how to cook.
Literally, leave it up to the kids to call you out. But when Damon's not here, you know, of course, I assume that role, and I'm always driving, but as a family, he does definitely take on that role.
Which I think is important, just to understand, like, there still has to be flexibility and understanding about that roles and hats can change in just in general because of desire or work scheduling or necessity, whatever the case may be. There has to be an acceptance and just understanding with communication, like, yo, all right, this season of life here, you got to be the primary one who gets the kids up, handle this. You don't have any kids. All right, primarily here, I'm working late. When I come home, I'm expecting, or we can have a conversation about, all right, can you get 3 meals for dinner? Can we get 4 meals for dinner? Whatever the case may be, because things are different. Things ain't always going to be the same. No kids, one kid, you know, whatever the case may be.
And I think that's important about the roles. They're not permanent, right? At this point, in this season, this is how it works. Now, granted, this has been the season for a while in these roles. Right. They work. But I think that we found flexibility to say that they're fluid. You know, whatever needs to be done can be done. Right. Of course. And another role for myself was like being the bill payer. So I'm the one who knows the bills. We share passcodes and everything, but like I take care of that. So that is my responsibility to, you know, the finances. That's one pull out of finances. Mm-hmm. Not at all of finances my responsibility, but that is like a specific thing that I am going to make sure that I make sure all our bills are taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of creating the budget, kind of having kind of a bigger picture as far as that kind of sits on my lap a little bit more. But again, when we're talking about, and I guess we'll kind of transition here, when we're talking about one goal or one role that kind of both people wear that we kind of both share is kind of this managing of money, right? Mm-hmm. We're having conversations, we're having check-ins, we're discussing, we're having dialogue. So that's something where we both wear the same hat, right? So yeah, all right, I'm kind of give a big picture of maybe kind of the budget outlay. You may take care of the bills. But both of us, that's a role we collectively share. All right, how are we as a family going to manage our money?
Yeah, allocation, budgeting, and we're going to talk a little bit more about money and some things that work for us. But honestly, putting both eyes and hands on money is going to be important. Yeah. So that is like a shared responsibility. Definitely. So you have your individuals, but then, you know, and it's not just because it's you, but these are things that naturally cater and lean into our personalities and what we like. I mean, when you're doing a co-partnership, you want to make sure your partner is doing something that they feel most comfortable with. So that, like we said, there's already work going on. There's 3 kids running around. There's your personal endeavors. You need to be able to come here and just do the things that at least, you know, don't bother you.
That's also just going to prevent unnecessary conflict too. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm just like, all right, you like, all right, babe, I'll clean the shower, I'll do laundry. Like we ain't gotta get into fights over there. I was like, you cool with that? I'm cool with that. You good with this? We good. And keep it pushing.
Bet. But what is important is that there are roles, though. Like, if in any way, someone just, you're like, well, what did you do?
Listen, it's something I don't know the phrase, but it's like something nobody's responsibility. Everybody's responsibility is nobody's responsibility, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And like some stuff won't get done.
Probably the opposite.
Right?
Nobody's responsibility is everybody's responsibility.
And so it's like nobody really knows. Yeah. Oh, I thought you was gonna do it. Oh wait. Oh, yeah. I thought you were like, and then it just doesn't happen. So you know.
So some people feel restricted, I suppose, by like having.
Sure.
This
labels
is your responsibility.
Yeah.
But if you go back to that kind of analogy of being partner, co-partners,
teammates, sidekicks.
Yeah, there has to be a level of like, I know you're gonna do this, and you know I'm gonna do that, and it can be explicitly discussed. Like, I don't know if it's like, are you the one to do this? You know, some people don't like the weight of that. I understand, but it's a partnership, it's a marriage, it's a relationship, whatever it is, and there has to be two people coming in and putting to the table for what takes work, operating a home. You know. And that, again, one thing that we hold tried and true to be together in is there's no one, our parenting. Parenting is done collectively.
Period.
If you don't know, we are both former teachers, if you will, and always and will be forever teaching something. And I think that I always say, as a teacher, it made me so much of a better parent. I mean, coming into a classroom and technically having 22 children with my co-teacher and that being, and a co-teacher, Lord Jesus, that's me being a whole nother marriage all over again. Shout out to Casey Morris. But, you know, it's like you have to, you know, figure it out. And so I get to bring in some of that, like, into our parenting. And so we both do, because we both have had classrooms, have had experience with children. And I really think that's helped shape our understanding for our children and like what a partnership in like parenting looks like. Yeah,
when you talk about parenting traditionally, when you watch movies and TV shows and just kind of media, it has been the woman's role to come in and hold down the kids, whether they worked or whether they came home or whether you stay home. Like, that was a thing that was rearing the kids and so on and so forth. And that is just not how we run our house. We are all in on parenting. The hats are shared. They know that we are a team. That's really important. We could talk about that parenting a little bit more specifically another time. But like, they know we are a team. They know we're a unit. If mom says this, do not walk.
You better not.
Do not walk in that living room and ask dad that same question.
And then get the answer you want because maybe we didn't talk about it. Oh, you get into trouble. Like, that is an easy way for a very firm conversation and some discipline for sure.
And usually, and I just speak for myself, I'm usually gonna say, well, did you ask mom, what did she say? Because I'm gonna say, what did she said?
Yeah.
I just want to know that because you better not lie. Yeah. So what's up? Tell the truth now. And so, but that's really important because we want to have our children see us as a team, as equals, see us both as the good cop and the bad cop.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if I should use that analogy. As the good fireman, as the bad fireman. The good doctor, the bad doctor. We got to change our analogies up in 2020.
But where it come from, though? But why it exists, though?
Why it's gone, though. But essentially, you want that. Somebody's got to be the discipline. No, everybody going to be disciplinary in here. Everybody's going to give the extra snacks, like both sides.
Yeah. And that's a true partnership for us, for sure. Like, it helped, again, like, we started out saying this is about roles, but it's really about, like, how to operate your home best and, like, balance the roles, you know? Like, a home is where the heart is, and make your home a home. Yeah, that's true, but it's still an operation. like at the end of the day, you have to function in this place. And so, being fortunate enough to have someone to, like, co-labor in that with you is a privilege. And so coming together to do that together is important. And even if you're doing that individually, systems are still going to make your life so much better. You making a co-partnership with yourself.
Small thing.
Because it's to make sure you got time for yourself so that you're, and that you're established well enough with systems and routines so that you can breathe.
I think we all like order. Let's just be honest. We all like a little bit of order, a little bit of systems and routines and predictability.
Right.
And we all, I know the trash person is coming on Thursday. I don't want to be like, and if you're going to take out the trash, cool. If we just see the trash here and we've made this agreement, that's on you. That's perfectly cool as well. But there is something that helps the ease of the hustle and bustle of life. Of all right, let's just be real. As an adult, you working, your friendships, you trying to maybe work out, maybe you're dating, maybe you have kids, maybe you got a dog. Like you got so much going on. So it's just like, all right, I know that boom, we do three or four of these things independently, and then we do 3 or 4 of these things collectively.
Right.
And just having that ease and peace of mind has been beneficial. Like it's just. I won't speak for you, but like I know that Katoya is going to, on her cleanliness side, she's going to clean the shower. She knows I'm going to knock out this laundry. So it kind of just takes something off of your plate to not even worry about.
Right.
And you can put more time into, focus on more fun, more spontaneity, more date nights, whatever the case may be. But just the operations, that's where we keep those operational things. You want to just kind of say, all right, to a degree, these are some things that we do, these are the roles, and we can just kind of keep that moving. Just like at work, let's be honest. Just because we do a lot of things at work that just boom, 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 that we also know is very real in the household as well.
It should be. And again, I know home, you want to sit down, kick your feet up, but it's where you live, and you got to have the system and the organization, and as a team, as best possible, right? I mean, I really hope that if anybody's in that relationship right now where they're feeling like it's a little bit more weightier, or my wife is taking care of the home, take a second, think about how you might can help her. Or opposite, husband might be doing something different and staying more at home or whatever. How can you come in and take some of that role off? It's just important for the balance. I mean, don't get me on it. Another tip is just mental health and just being able to breathe and function and less anxiety in life. It's like that's going back to that good intention for the other person. Making sure that when your house is kind of divided in these functional roles and systems, you can breathe just a little bit better.
Yeah, and communication. Before we got dig deeper. The communication is one of just the biggest things, because you said something a second ago, but like there has to be honest conversation about maybe you're feeling maybe it's a different season and the role that you had is feeling too much now. You're overwhelmed by it, or whatever the case may be. So that conversation you gotta have it. Like that's just the reality of it. Maybe again, there's so many factors that can just bring about change in a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything that's kind of really changed a lot with us. This pandemic, let's be clear, the pandemic has caused, we're recording now in the beginning of August, so everything's kind of, what it is now. But in general, that's just crucial, because there is something to you said earlier, it won't be permanent. Right? Well, if it's not going to be permanent, then we've got to make sure that we're constantly have this dialogue. We good? Just check in.
Yeah,
just check
in. We need to reevaluate.
You all right?
I said, you ain't done this in a little while. You all right?
You good? I like a note. Who's sweeping? Anybody sweeping?
We got a room.
You maybe you got a pet. Get your robot vacuum. Maybe I'm tired of walking the dog all the time. That's one of the reasons we don't have pets right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody got time? We got 3 kids.
Whose responsibility is that?
Yeah. But if you a fur mom and a fur dad, shout out to you. Take care of your dog. Don't.
I'm not gonna.
Don't let them be. You got a lot of pet, fur loving mama animals, daddies probably listening.
Digress. Anywho, roles are important. Roles are helpful, and it is something that when you kind of lay some good conversation down to kind of create some foundation and predictability, is hopefully going to bring some peace of mind and take away some anxiety just about things getting done. Right. Because that bill collector, that bill pay, that auto bill pay coming through.
Right. Well, and then just before we close, just thinking oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
It happens sometimes.
Dang.
And that's all right. I can jump in and just speak for you. I wish we did that more. I wish we communicated more and finished each other's sentences more. I'll say this while you find your words for a second. I think one more thing about roles is really important. It's just that when you kind of figure out what is good for you, right? Yeah. Laundry, for example, I don't need it. I do everybody likes affirmation, right? But when Katoya would come in and just kind of affirm that, right? That already is just going to be beneficial in a relationship right there, right? So it's not feeling, you work in some, again, you're not going out your way to find praise or whatever, but when you are affirmed in that, it just kind of helps you, give you a little more boost under that kite. You know what I mean?
I told you, when I'm making that meal and the kids are like, Mom, this was so good. Is there more? I'm like, yes. dance, I go back to a little dance every now and then. You know, just my celebratory dance. Because that is my goal, is to make, you know, food that is, you know, delicious and healthy, you know, for our family. Yeah. So, just I do agree with the affirmation for sure.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
It's helpful for sure, especially when you're doing it every day.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, I made the bed and you ain't gonna say nothing. 4 days in a row, I made the bed.
Notice that stuff. That stuff. Just like kids, they, you know, they're so happy when you tell them they do something great. Girl, look at you. You drew such a good circle.
Look at you, a good circle. It looked like trash, but that's.
But you get your circle. Yeah, but that's it. That's how you do it. Same thing for a spouse, but maybe not, you know, as animated. But like, hey, I saw you did that, man. You've been killing it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's true.
Roles.
They're important. Hopefully you can think through them, figure it out, whatever it is. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you again for listening to Sum It Up with the Sumners. Y'all think we should say that together?
We'll try that one time. We'll try.
But thank you for listening. Please rate, review, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Sumners_Sum It Up. We love to interact with you more than just talking right at you. We want to hear your feedback and hear what you have to say. So we'll check you out next week. Bye.